Hello and welcome to From Practice to Placement, your go-to resource for GPs and clinic leaders who are navigating careers and recruitment in Australia. I am your host, Gemma Goff, a former award-winning practice manager turned GP recruiter. We dive into real talk, expert tips and everything you need to build a thriving career or general practice here in Australia. So let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of From Practice to Placement. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to share with you the content of a newsletter that I've just released on LinkedIn. I appreciate not everybody's a reader, so I thought I'd share the story on here for you to have a listen to in your own time. It was a story about when I started my practice leadership journey here in Australia. I'd been recruited to lead 2 general practice clinics here in South Australia. And on my very first day in the office, super excited, came in and the acting practice manager gave me an enormous bunch of keys and said, welcome to the clinic, here are your keys, this is your office. Oh, and by the way, you have accreditation in about 10 weeks. Good luck. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks very much. What's accreditation? Now, bearing in mind, I didn't know what bulk billing was. I didn't know anything at all about the Australian healthcare system. It was all completely new to me. And by the looks of my new colleagues outside of my office peering into the office, I assumed accreditation was this big bad beast that I should be really afraid of. So it was a bit of intimidating moment. So when she explained to me what accreditation was, I was like, okay, well, let's get on and get this done. So it was a case of spending so much time online, reading about accreditation, what the requirements were, and it all seemed to be around policies and procedures. So I was like, okay, let's get our policy and procedure manual out. Okay, this is really out of date. So what are we going to do? I don't understand, the rules and regs and legislation as such. So I needed some help. That's when my now good friend Karen helped me. She was working with Avant Practice Solutions with Practice Hub, and we implemented Practice Hub at the clinic. This was version 1, so right at the beginning of the Hub's journey, and we implemented that. Karen flew over to Adelaide from Sydney and helped me set up users, customize the policies and the procedures, and we filled out the templates, and we spent hours working on the hub. And all of the time this was going on, I was asking the reception team, the nurses, the doctors for help on things, advice, and everyone seemed to be super reluctant to do that, and I couldn't quite understand why. And then I realized that I was this new member of staff, this POM that had come into the clinic that knew nothing about bulk billing, didn't know about PHN, RACGP, literally nothing other than having experience working in healthcare overseas, but a specialist centre, and having been in a leadership role for some time. So, there was lots of transferable skills, but for them, I was coming in making necessary big changes to the practice, and it was very overwhelming, very daunting. Nobody knew what was going to happen next, and I hadn't shared with them the why. And that was probably my first sort of epic fail in my leadership journey at the practice, was that I was trying to manage my way through the situation rather than leading, using it as an opportunity to become their leader, embrace what they had to offer, embrace their skill set, and their knowledge of the system. So I spent some time with each of them talking about what accreditation was, what it meant to them, what they knew about the process. And eventually we kind of all got on the same page. It took some time. There were some challenges, they were getting to know me, we all speak English, but the language barrier was always a little bit different, abbreviations, and there was lots that, I would send intramails to the team, and they'd be like, is she telling us off, or have we done something well? So I had to learn the lingo as well. So, there was lots of barriers to overcome. So eventually we all got on the same page, and we worked through the accreditation together. And on the day that accreditation happened, I was so nervous but so excited, because as a clinic we'd come so far. I was proud to show our facilities, I was proud to show off the team, I was proud for them to be involved in the day and to do the facilities tour, and for the nurses to do their duties. And we'd gone through the whole the craziness of obtaining all the information, checking the drug box, the emergency trolleys, everyone's doing CPR training. It was a real team effort in such a small time frame, so everybody's skills were utilized. So on the day it was a real team effort. So the accreditors were fantastic. They came in, were very complimentary about the facilities, about the team. They could really see that we'd put in a lot of effort. They knew that I was a new leader in the practice, and that there was much work to be done, and they were so impressed. And we had no non-conformities, which was just mind-blowing and so exciting, because I'm a very competitive person. Anybody who knows me knows that. And failing accreditation wasn't an option. So I wanted this to be the first big professional win for myself and for the clinic, as a team, sort of a foundation, I guess, a springboard into what we were going to be able to achieve together as a clinic. So super excited, super proud to be able to share that experience with the team. And what it did for me was to really highlight the need to explain the why. So that's something that has taken me through for years and years of leadership. Is I'm not a manager. I love to empower others. I love to grow myself. I love to grow others. And leadership in the true sense is exactly what I'm all about. That is one of my values and something I hold dearly. And to have the experience with my team and to be able to lead them through accreditation, and acknowledge that to be able to do that, you have to explain the why to people. Can you change this policy piece? This needs to be updated. We need to change this process, because the because is the most important part, and to be the best leader that you can be for your team, and for them to be on board, for them to see the vision, to be able to drive the practice with you to where it's going. Is communication is key. The why is the most important thing. So it was a story that has come up a lot through my conversations with practice leaders over the last few weeks. So I wanted to share it with you on here. So if you are going through accreditation, use your team. They all have unique skills that they can help you through this process. It shouldn't be something that you do alone. It's an opportunity to grow the team as a whole, to grow yourself as a leader, and to be able to show the clinics, your peers, what accreditation is, how you shouldn't be getting ready for accreditation. Your practice should always be ready. So always following policies and procedure, and why, the consequences if you don't do that or you do that. So you keep communication open, use your team, and don't get stressed. Accreditation should be a joy. It's actually, I've done many of them now, and I absolutely love them. Genuinely, I do. I think it's a great opportunity to show what you do really well, an opportunity to do things even better. So if you do get non-conformities, don't stress. You don't fail accreditation. It's an opportunity to make improvements, to make the practice better for yourselves, for the doctors, nurses, the community, for everybody. So I hope that's a little bit helpful. It was a interesting story to share with lots of practice leaders at the moment. So as I say, I thought I'd jump on here and share that for those that haven't had the opportunity to read the newsletter yet on my LinkedIn page. So again, as always, like and subscribe to this channel so you can get a notification of new videos, and I'll be posting more content in the coming weeks. So I do have a new series called The Walk and Talk Show, where I'll be meeting with practice leaders, GPs, partners of GPs that have been recruited through myself into practices. They'll be joining me on a walk, and we'll be sharing their stories. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you too. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Bye. Thank you for watching this episode of From Practice to Placement. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an update. I'd love to connect with you. You can find me on LinkedIn at Gemma Goff. Follow my page and subscribe to my LinkedIn newsletter for regular insights into GP recruitment, relocation and sustainable workforce planning. Whether you're a GP exploring your next move or a clinic leader building your team, I'm here and happy to help.